Hello everyone, this is Mark from AV Syracuse with another product review. This time around we're looking at the Listen Tech LT-800 07201 stationary ALS Assistive Listening transmitter. Very nice unit. First of all, the unit itself is a one rack unit high, half rack. So if you have an existing shelf, this will fit on there perfectly. Or you can purchase the rack mount kit from Listen Technologies as well. I've installed approximately 100 of these units. They're pretty bulletproof. And let's just go over the features. Obviously, you have a power button on the front of the unit. The unit supports two inputs. So you can have two separate inputs and actually create a balance between those two with the front panel controls. There's a contour control, which is a little bit of an EQ. There's front panel displays which show audio levels and also a transmitter level, and allows you to select the proper channel for a particular space. Also to the very far right is a monitor button which controls the level of the headphones. We found that the headphone jack is a really unique feature, not only in setting up the unit, but also if you do CART, remote transcription, and you don't happen to have a dedicated audio output somewhere in the room to connect to a laptop, this is a perfect position for you to connect to, and also be able to adjust the level. Looking at the rear of the unit, all the way to the left, we have the antenna connector. You can connect anything from a rubber ducky antenna, which Listen offers, or an installed coaxial line and various antenna options. I'll put a link down in the description to Listen Technologies for all the particulars of the unit if you have a little more in-depth questions. To the right of the antenna input is an RF power selector, low, medium, and high. Depending on the density of the amount of transmitters you have in a space, and you don't want that signal to bleed to other rooms, you may set that control low or high, depending on your particular needs. Next is the power jack, just comes with its own 12-volt DC power brick. Next we have a mix output, which is an unbalanced output of the two inputs, input 1 and 2, if you want to go to like a recorder or a secondary device. Next, you have two selectable inputs. They cover both unbalanced and balanced, depending on your system configuration. I primarily have used the balanced output along with an Nextron DSP system. Works very well. You have various switches on the back to set the levels for either -10 or +10. And then on the balanced side, line mic or mic phantom. One thing I do want to point out with the mic phantom position, we've had instances where we've used these units where there's not an installed switcher, and we're actually using the projector as a switcher. Therefore, we don't have a dedicated audio DSP unit to feed the assistive listening transmitter. So we generally use Crown PZM11 microphones, very clandestine, hides up on the ceiling. Nobody knows they're there, and they work very well. However, we have found that the phantom power output of the LT-800 doesn't quite have enough power to power this particular microphone. We've measured the phantom power, and it's at about 10 to 11 volts, and the Crown PCM requires at least 12. Not a biggie, but just wanted to pass that along just in case you run into a similar situation, knowing that you probably need an inline phantom power supply for a PCM mic or another type of condenser microphone. That pretty much covers the features of the unit. I already mentioned about the phantom power. These are excellent units, and they perform very well. They work with the entire line of Listen Technologies ALS receivers. We generally have used the 400 series, which comes in two flavors. One that has just a seek button for a channel, and the other one which has a fancy digital display. We opted for the digital display just so it's easier for somebody to dial in the specific channel so they get the proper frequency for that room. That's pretty much it for this product review. I'll include some links in the description if you need some further information. And as always, thanks for stopping by. This is Mark from AV Syracuse. Until next time, take care.